Portugal. There's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hey, let's... Oh, here you go. Let's just take up the full screen, shall we? How are you doing? Hola, bon dia, alegria, Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, the live stream and the podcast, and of course the Portugal Club. Please join the Portugal Club at GMPVIP. And if you don't, that's ignorant. Right, how are you doing today? Let's see if we can have a few Feel Good Friday vibes. Let's get the party started.
It's that Feel Good Friday. Feel Good Friday. Feel Good Friday.
Yes, thank you, Owen. Thank you very much indeed. Feel Good Friday vibes here on the Good Morning Portugal show. And our guest at 8:30 this morning is Eric Bourgault. He of Digipause, formerly. And now he's here in Portugal. I think he's going to take the well-being industry, the retreat industry, by storm, although that's probably not the best way to describe it. He's got some great ideas for how wellness retreats might truly make you well rather than be some sort of consumer experience. Always great fun and very interesting talking to Eric Bourgault. We did think we might do some laughter yoga today. But he's a very interesting man, and he tends to be a thought leader. So by the time he's done something and moved on, that's when the kind of mass market moves in and takes over. And you know, you've seen it with mindfulness, you've seen it with laughter yoga. Everything becomes a flipping thing, doesn't it? And perhaps maybe loses some of its original value. We'll talk more about that sort of thing with Eric when he joins us at 8:30. Oh, Summer by War, a great Friday song. I've got one for you. Let's get the party started this morning. Whilst I research that and see if I can find that on the database for you, T-Duck. How are you doing? Well, I hope. And I think we're probably looking forward to a warm day in the capital for you. And we've had a lovely couple of days here on the coast. Very warm, just beautiful, just classic San Martino de Porto vacation weather. Okay, let's get the party started with this music.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along
Oh, yes, that is a breakfast banger, is it not, my friends? Found the War tune, T-Duck, The War, the band, that is. And yes, we will continue with our breakfast bangers this morning on a Feel Good Friday version of the Good Morning Portugal show. Great job last night, Jerry Lawler, working over at Expats Portugal last night on the webinar. We looked at why 40% of people why it doesn't work out for them here in Portugal, specifically Americans, and we were helping people be part of the 60%. It was always a shock to me when I discovered that people returned home quite naively, and we were doing our best to help people get the right start here in Portugal for the best sustainable stay and happy life here in Portugal. Check that out on the Expats Portugal channel from Sunday at around 6 o'clock. Sorry, I seem to be shaking my desk. It's the excitement. Pharrell Williams there, of course, from Despicable Me, I think number 2, the movie, the second movie in the franchise of Despicable Me. Pharrell Williams there. Absolutely brilliant. And we might play a David Bowie classic. And yes, definitely that war tune, Summer. Thank you very much. Definitely a Friday song. You say, T-Duck. It's much cooler for you in Lisbon this morning. Bom dia, Portugal, from João Ernesto, with your lovely picture there, John, from your YouTube ID. Happy because for today and the week ahead, the highs are only 22 to 23 up there in Ponte Lima. I can't imagine moving back. No, I can't imagine you either moving back, T-Duck. And Bon Dia Gumpus had a great time in Los Angeles, but glad to be back home. You see that? One of the 60% there. And Anna, hi Anna, bon dia from Stockholm. Some heat from Central Europe hit us yesterday around, oh, so you must be, yes, you must be up there in Sweden. Around the 30s. Have a lovely Friday and weekend, everybody. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for popping in. Would you like to choose a tune this morning? Sadly, it's reported that the weather conditions are ideal with the ongoing fire situation in central Portugal. This footage in from Mike from One Bag and a Passport. Pretty shocking images. As we discussed yesterday with Tony, horrible to see your valley ablaze like that. You see that line of fire along the top there, ablaze, and then some footage of the Bombeiros coming in with the water baskets on air support. I think they had about 8 aircraft sorting things out there. Not going to dwell on this too much. You know what's going on. You know what you need to do, and get fogos.pt to make sure that you know what's going on. And of course, I play it and at Mike's request as well, so that you can support the local Bombeiros if you need to. They're cracking on. There's all of the backstory behind it. We know what that is, but the fact remains that they are fighting the fires, however they've been caused, and they're doing an amazing job. They're very brave, and they need our help. So water, snack bars, socks, I believe. The things that might be of use to the Bombeiros, pop along to your local Bombeiros. You don't have to go to where near the fires are. It's probably better you don't. And help out, take supplies, ask them what they want whilst you're there, perhaps, or talk to somebody who works more closely with the Bombeiros. Mike, I'm sure, can help with that. So do what you can to support your local Bombeiros. Eric joining us at 8:30 this morning. Let's check out that tune by War, Summer then, a great Friday tune. You're telling us there, T-Duck, so let's hear it now, shall we? Absolutely, T-Duck. Lonnie Jordan there on the screen, as you can see him. That's War's official website. Do you know what? I love War, the band, and been a favourite for a long time for me. I do love my soul, jazz and funk. I think genres into which they firmly fit, definitely the funky vibes. And I'd never heard that before, to my shame, but also to my great pleasure. That's going to be on the playlist. A definite summer tune. Superb stuff there. And yeah, My Time of Year, a little bit of backstory on that. It's from 1976. Summer is a song by the band War, recorded in April of 76 and released later that year as a single from their greatest hits album in 76. Summer peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 pop singles chart, hit number 4 on the R&B chart, and reached number 1 on the easy listening chart. Lonnie Jordan, frontman there of War, recalls the jingle from Burger King at the time, Have It Your Way. It was so catchy that he borrowed it as the melody line for 'Cause It's Summer. Do you remember? There's so many American reminiscences for me as a Brit there, talking of popping fire hydrants and so on, and different types of people working and enjoying the summer and the heat. And apparently, yes, the melody from the ad for Burger King's Have It Your Way, perhaps. I don't know. I don't remember that. I wasn't there in 76, but that's what Lonnie has fessed up to there, as I find out a bit more about the War song Summer there, chosen by T-Duck this morning. Thank you. Great job. My time of year is spring and autumn. Thank you very much for that, Joao Ernesto. And good to have you back, T-Duck. You had to dig out your hotspot, so to speak. Nice music. Gemini's here also. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you. And Sarah Yerman also here now. Bon dia. And Diane Love in the UK is set to be 26 here today in Exmouth in Devon, UK. I'm going in the sea every day, but the current is strong. You be careful out there, Diane. Have a great day from Diane Love. Diane Love, fantastic. Good to see you here. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you all for being here this morning as we enjoy some Feel Good Friday vibes today, awaiting the arrival of our guest this morning, Eric Bourgault, who lives in Porto in Portugal, originally from Canada, talking about vitality vacations that he and I are endeavouring to put together here in what I think is the most brilliant backdrop in the non-summer season. Well, really, it's not a whole summer. San Martín de Porto is busy from what I would say the middle of July through to the middle of September. Then we really have it back and have it to ourselves. And that's when we thought it might be great to have the Vitality Vacations, the healing holidays here in the Bay, because all the accommodation is here. Jeremy College, of course, he's a chap I spoke to, the Qigong teacher. The idea came from conversations with him as well. So let's see what we can do about that, with that, and talk more about that with Eric Bourgault as he joins us in about 10 minutes' time. And one of a focus of the conversation may well be laughter. And it occurred to me, I am going to play Laughing Gnome by David Bowie, which I think is a great upset to many of his fans who will, of course, say, yes, there are so many better tunes you could have played. But it is about laughter this morning. If we talk very nicely and if we ask him nicely, Eric Bourgault might do some laughter yoga with us. And I was thinking, I have done laughter yoga before, and I enjoyed it. And I think he's a bit reluctant to do it because it's like it's been done to death, the whole idea of laughter yoga. And then when it becomes a thing, like I was saying with mindfulness before, it kind of loses the point a little bit, perhaps. That may be what Eric will say. I don't know. We'll ask him when he arrives at 8:30. And I hope we can do a little bit of laughter yoga because it's great fun. But what also was on my mind, given that I think us Scumpers like to have a laugh, we love to laugh, but why is it that human beings need something to laugh at? And the older we get, it seems the more we have to have comedy or jokes or memes, of course, and we need an object or a subject to laugh at rather than just being able to laugh and enjoy the obvious benefits that laughter brings, the best medicine, etc. And that's what Eric will be talking about. I think the scientific basis for the need for laughter, I mean, we just know that anyway. We don't need science to tell us that. But I think there probably is some, the scientists are catching up, let me put it that way, on the importance of laughter. But why is it that why have we formalized it in the way we have, so that we don't just laugh naturally? We need something to laugh at. Is that natural, or is that just what's happened? Is it like everything else in this culture is kind of a consumer consumer thing? We now have to formalize it and make it happen rather than just doing it naturally, like so many other things in our culture, it would appear. Good morning to you, Mel. So let's see what effect this has on you. If you have got a scientific laboratory at your disposal, and you can wire yourself up to probes and things that will measure your hormone levels and stuff like that, do it now and see what David Bowie can contribute to your net happiness now.
I was walking down the high street when I heard footsteps behind me, and there was a little old man in scarlet and grey, chuckling away. Well, he trotted back to my house, and he sat beside the telly with his tiny hands on his tummy, chuckling away, laughing all day. Oh, to report you to the Gnome office.
Gnome office.
I'm a laughing gnome and you can't catch me. I'm a laughing gnome and you can't catch me, said the laughing gnome. Well, I gave him roasted toadstools and a glass of dandelion wine. Then I put him on a train to Eastbourne, carried his bag and gave him a fag.
Have you got a light, boy?
Hey, where do you come from?
No man's land.
Oh, really? In the morning, when I woke up, he was sitting on the edge of my bed with his brother whose name was Fred. He brought him along to sing me a song. All right, let's hear it. Yeah, what's that clicking noise?
That's Fred. He's a metronome.
I'm a laughing gnome and you can't catch me. I'm a laughing gnome and you can't catch me.
Oh, no, I'm a gnome.
Haven't you got a gnome to go to?
No, we're nomads.
Didn't they teach you to get your hair cut at school? You look like a rolling gnome.
Yeah, not at the London School of Economics.
Now they're staying up me chimney, and we're living on caviar and honey, 'cause they're earning me lots of money fighting comedy pros for radio shows. It's the gnome service, of course. The laughing gnome and you can't catch me.
One more time.
Well, what do you make of that? Turns out that's one of Bowie's first singles. I didn't know. I've just looked into the backstory to find out more about this. Interestingly put together with Bowie by Gus Dudgeon. Now, wasn't he the engineer producer for Elton John as well? Certainly a big name in 60s and 70s music. 1967 then. The Laughing Gnome is a song by the English singer David Bowie. I think you know that. Released as a single on the 14th of April 67. A pastiche of songs by one of Bowie's early influences, Anthony Newley. Now, I think the funny thing about this, or one of the funny things about this, is it's that voice that Americans think British people talk like, governor. It's definitely done in that voice, isn't it? The Dick Van Dyke. Maybe Dick Van Dyke had this as part of his vocal coaching for his British roles. Yes, the track consists of Bowie meeting and conversing with a gnome. Well, we know there were certain substances circulating in the 60s that may have helped inspire this tune, whose sped-up voice created by Bowie and studio engineer Gus Dudgeon. And actually, in my brief recording career, I also used that effect. I was in a band called Funky Worm. I was the Funky Worm, and we did that same effect. And I remember speaking to a BBC radio DJ in that voice over the phone. from the recording studio. At the time, the Laughing Gnome failed to provide Bowie with a chart placing, but on its re-release in 1973, it came back to haunt him and Bowie fans, I think. It came back in a re-release in 73 and reached number 6. I think that's where I may have, how it might have buried itself into my subconscious. I would have only been, 8 at the time, but do remember that. And it has been my naughty pleasure to remind very committed Bowie fans who take him very seriously that that may be one of his most interesting releases. But number 6 then on the British charts, and number 3 in New Zealand. Not a commercial success upon initial release in 67, despite a positive review in the New Musical Express, which declared it a novelty number chock full of appeal. This boy sounds remarkably like Tony Newley, upon which, or around whom, David Bowie modelled himself, of course, and he wrote this song himself. An amusing lyric with David Bowie interchanging lines with a chipmunk-like creature. William Mann's 1967 review of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band compared that album's similar interest in music hall and Victoriana influences to The Laughing Gnome, a heavy-handedly facetious number which steadfastly... You can imagine this man with a cane and monocle writing these popular music reviews. The Laughing Gnome is a heavy-handedly facetious number which steadfastly remained the flop it deserved to be. What? Wow, not a fan then, not a fan. Who's that? Mr. What's he called? William Mann in 1967. I think he just probably used to review classical music and was given that gig by the newspaper and didn't get over it, quite frankly. I suppose Neanderthal humour was mostly slapstick. Okay, so the theories then of laughter. Do we need to have an object or a subject, or can we not just start laughing? Because we know it's good for us. I wonder when laughter started, says João Nestor. One of my theories on this, Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve have feasted on fermented apples, possibly, and the first passing of wind occurs. I'm thinking that's possibly the first spontaneous outbreak of laughter between Adam and Eve. It's hard to know whether Eve would assuming it was Adam who had the social faux pas. I would have thought it would have made him laugh, as it does most men who don't seem to grow up in that particular department. Whether Eve found it funny, I don't know. And that's my theory about the first laugh, possibly. Or did Kronk have a belly laugh when Gronk tripped and fell on his head? Going back to your Neanderthal theory here, I suppose Neanderthal humour was mostly slapstick. Probably not irony and sarcasm. Probably not, we don't know. On land right now, on phone, we'll send song later from a guy living in Portugal about us spiritual people. A Mickey take of the hippies in Portugal. It's about time. And Diane from UK, I had to dance to that and couldn't stop smiling. Loved it. Oh, well done. Thank you, Diane, for that. You're very welcome to send your pictures in this morning of you dancing around the kitchen. If Summer by War, The Laughing Gnome, and Happy by Pharrell Williams didn't get you moving around your kitchen, I don't know what will. Maybe you could suggest something for us, and we'll go out with another breakfast banger. Who doesn't like first thing in the morning? Something I wanted to share with you from yesterday in our continuing education about Portuguese music. Thanks to Vizinho Português, Antonio F. over there. He is amazing. And we'll have a quick look, actually, while we're over at the Portugal Club, at his continuing list of Portuguese sayings. But let me just share this with you, if I may. This was Carlos do Carmo yesterday, Mar Portuguesa, the Portuguese Sea. Now, I did feel a little bit embarrassed because I was looking it up after the show yesterday, trying to find out. I made a quiz question of it. You might like to take part. Let's see if we can get more than 2 people at the Portugal Club at the same time. If you want to open this up for yourself, and I can see if you're voting in this quiz or not, or having a stab at what the right answer might be. So I'm putting the link into the chat now. Thanks, Diane, for being here this morning. Much appreciated. Adrian here, 80th anniversary of Japanese surrender. Never again, say current Japanese Emperor and Prime Minister. Peace talks over Ukraine after Pakistan, India, and Armenia, Azerbaijan. Trump, the treble triumph. We shall see. I wonder if there is evidence of humour, puns in ancient cuneiform or hieroglyphics. This has captured your imagination. Hey, I remember this guy. He's got a new video out today. Speaking of bands, I heard a nasty rumour that Carl Munson had brought the GMP band back together. Yes, we're going to do one last gig. We're going to tour Portugal. Sounds like Lazy Sunday, The Small Faces. Yes, it does, doesn't it? I think that's a great tune as well. Is that right for a Feel Good Friday morning? Lazy Sunday afternoon? How's your Bert's Lumbago? And they all spoke like that back in the day. And speaking of war, Slug is a big fan of Lowrider, of course. Good to see you here, old guy in Europe. Right, that quiz, there's the link for it. Pop over and make a guess, if you will. I played Carlos de Carmo, Mar Português, and I looked it up because there was that odd lyric, wasn't there, which translated as, whoever passes beyond the bulge must pass beyond the pain. And I wondered, is that a hernia? In fact, that's one of the quiz answers here. Let's see if anybody's going to guess this live whilst we're looking at the Portugal Club quiz here from yesterday. Is the bulge being referred to, and the actual Portuguese word used by, of course, well, who wrote the original lyrics? It was Fernando Po, the poet of Portugal, and those are the lyrics that Carlos de Carmo put to music in Mar Português, and I felt a bit embarrassed not knowing that, because it is a great well-known work, of course, to Portuguese people, Mar Português, which was put to music by Carlos de Carmo there, and made great again by him. I think, was it the 60s or the 70s? We probably said yesterday. But back to the bulge, as it were, the bojador. What is a bojador? Is it the bulge that is a sailor's hernia? Is it the bulge on the coastline that is Cabo da Roca, which I believe is the westernmost bulge into the Atlantic Ocean? Or is the bojador a Moroccan cape? Now, a Moroccan cape, is that a geographical feature, or is it a kind of attire? Or what's the word that you Americans use? Apparel. Is it apparel? Is it a kind of garment? A Moroccan cape. Is it the bulge that we're talking about, the bojador? Please take a guess with that over at the Portugal Club. Vitor Costa didn't know and was quite happy to say out loud. And Antonio Ferreira says, well, he didn't write that poem. I think he would have learnt at school who wrote the poem, which was, of course, Fernando Po. So if I play that, you might be able to hear this rendition of it.
Ó mar salgado, quanto do teu sal são lágrimas de Portugal. Por te cruzarmos, quantas mães choraram, quantos filhos em vão rezaram, quantas noivas ficaram por casar para que fosses nosso, ó mar. Valeu a pena, tudo vale a pena se a alma não é pequena. Quem quer passar além do bojador, tem que passar além da dor. Deus ao mar o perigo e o abismo deu, mas nele é que espelhou o céu.
Wow, that's superb, is it not? That's not. I don't think that is Fernando Pessoa. Can't be, can it? Reading, or there is a reading of Fernando Pessoa's Mar Português. So is a bojador, is it a geographical feature, or is it a sailor's hernia? Thank you very much to Antonio F. for his help in educating us about Portuguese music. You can guess over there. I've put the link into the chat, and we will continue with our Portuguese musical education on Monday. Let's go to the latest Portuguese saying and find out if there's a nice coincidence there, if it's anything to do with bulges. Let's have a look. This is a good one. The most recent, and look at this. Let me just go back to the beginning of this thread. 606 comments now in this thread, started by T-Duck in March of 2023. Very important as part of our Portuguese cultural and linguistic education. Let me bring it onto the stage for you. These are the Portuguese sayings of the day. Yes, started by you, T-Duck. Thank you very much. Is Mel Brooks the father of comedy? We'll come back to that in just a moment. Portuguese saying of the day then. Yes, started by T-Duck and continued brilliantly, manfully here by Antonio F. Pretty much every day, I have to say. Jump to the latest. Well, let's go for the last three, shall we? That he has furnished us with. Ha muitas Marias na terra, There are many Marys on earth. Well, that's certainly true here in Portugal. I wonder where you would use that. What's the context for there are many Marys on earth, as in há muitas Marias na terra? And now that the old guy in Europe is watching again, I'm worrying if my pronunciation is correct. Que der tempo ao tempo. We need to give time some time. We need to be patient. Well, that's the perfect coincidence and setup for Eric Bourgault, who I hope is joining me soon. He's meant to be here 6 minutes ago. He sent me some lovely songs to play, but he hasn't turned up himself just yet. Okay, maybe a problem. I hope he got the memo. Estar com a mosca. Be with the fly, meaning a person being in a bad mood. So that's a nice Portuguese idiom there. If you are with the fly here in Portugal, as in the insect, the aeronautical insect, and not the zip arrangement, that will be being in a bit of a bad mood, being a bit narky, flying off the handle, maybe as well, having your panties in a bunch. There you go. Being with the fly, Portuguese idiom for not being in the best of moods. Thank you, Antonio F. And of course, don't forget his court report, his crime report is also over there at the Portugal Club. We've got last known pure Neanderthals or Neanderthals were found in caves in Gibraltar. My brother, was he one of them? No, hold on. My brother's John Paul's DNA test show he is in the top 16% of Neanderthal origins. How does he feel about that? Time for Iberian citizenship by Neanderthal descent. Yes, and I've pronounced that 3 different ways, I think. Neanderthal. I wonder what the correct way of doing it is. Somebody will tell me, I'm sure. Often referred to as the father of comedy, Aristophanes, a late classical comic poet whose plays like Old Comedy, capital O, capital C, in general, are raucous and political, closely tied to current affairs. Yes, some things never change. Gary Mills also here. How you doing? Excuse me. That's a laugh trying to get out, disguising itself as a cough there. Bon dia from Gary Mills. How you doing, Gary? Good to see you. And question of the day then, who is considered the father of comedy? Modern comedy, yes, Mel Brooks is a good guess on that. And The World is a Ghetto. War tunes all the way then. And I wonder if they ever regretted calling themselves War. I'm imagining it was a good social commentary at the time, but I'm finding it difficult to just keep saying war, basically, and I will stick to the band War from here on in at this particularly sensitive time in world history and dynamics, geopolitical dynamics. Right, I'm going to go to what I hope will be the walk on music for Eric this morning. I don't know where he is. I'm going to have to ring him, I think, or send him a message whilst this is on. This is what he's happy to have as both his walk on and walk off music. And I'm seeing Don't You Worry About a Thing could also be very good by Stevie Wonder. Love that tune. But here's Bobby McFerrin and Don't Worry, Be Happy. Hopefully for Eric Bourgault, who's about to arrive.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry, be happy. The landlord say your rent is late. He may have to litigate, but don't worry, Be happy. Look at me, I'm happy. Don't worry. Be happy. I give you my phone number. When you worry, call me. I make you happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Ain't got no cash, ain't got.
All right, we're going to have to come back to Bobby, who I think it's fair to say was the father of beatboxing. And I hate to talk over a vocal. So sorry, Bobby, there. And he's vocalizing in so many ways there. He's providing the backbeat and he's also providing the vocal line as well. I've had Eric waiting on the wrong link. I sent him the wrong link last night. I am so sorry. It's about laughter this morning. Let's see if he's seen the funny side of this cock-up today. And I just need to press a few buttons to make sure we don't get all funny, weird echoes and stuff. Let's give him a nice big round of applause and bring him back onto the screen. Well, bring on for the first time. Morning, Eric, to the way.
Hey, Mr. Carl. Yes, really good. And what a good
I'm
day
so
to start
sorry.
the day with a mistake so we can laugh about it.
I'm so glad you are seeing the funny side. It must have been
Oh,
quite quiet over there on the wrong link that I sent you.
it's all good. Just the time that I needed to relax and breathe and laugh for no reason.
Oh,
Here
good
we
man,
are.
good man. Well, I would hope that's how you would respond to a challenge in life. We've had some amazing conversations about the vitality vacations, the holistic holidays, and so on that we might have in San Martino de Porto in the coming months and years. I wonder, I think we've spoken to you mostly in the evening, Portugal Club special recordings. You have been on the breakfast show, I think at least once as well. But could you catch us up a little bit? I know it's difficult because you're a man of many talents. But where would you position yourself at the moment, and bring everything together that you've been involved in? And you've been involved in some amazing things over these last few years.
Yes, Carl. Well, I just came back from Six Senses in Douro Valley, where I
Oh,
spent
nice.
5 days. Yeah, I was one of their visiting wellness practitioner. It was an incredible moment to really connect the dots between this idea of health and wellness where it's needed most, in ways where I was able to talk directly with the clients as much as the employees, the host. And what's very special is that I've been trying really hard to explain that, guys, this idea of laughter, you
Yeah.
know, is not something separated. We tend to look at things from a silo mentality point of view. And I said, no, no, no. If you start to add a bit of laughter at any given moment in your life, for whatever reasons, you're going to see a change appearing soon. Yeah, Six Sense, Douro Valley. Um, and the thing
Yes.
is, when you go in a place like that, it's already very tight, very luxurious, very don't get me wrong, we're not talking about a little quinta out in the middle of nowhere. This place has been there for many years, and they attract the creme de la creme. But what I found super cool is to
Yes.
realize that these
I'm
guys,
sure. I'm sure it looks amazing.
yeah, these guys are just like us, bunch of humans who want to learn how to slow down, loosen up, lower the amount of stress that is consuming them. And guess what? While I was there, they were
Yes.
very open to what I have to offer. And the fact that I was coming there with a language that is accessible to everyone, and that's why I like the photo you took for the show, this little kid. It made it so
Yes.
easy. It made it so easy. So my intention while I was there was not to deliver like a very complex speech about the necessity to laugh more. And so it was just about to say, hey, how about if we do it? You're on vacation to rest. You're on vacation to enjoy something new and different. And we had this privilege, me and the people who were present during my session, to explore that. And let me tell you something, when we
Beautiful.
talk about vitality vacation, we're far from being a bunch of lunatic, because this is exactly why people choose a country like Portugal. They are coming here
Yes.
for the real reset. not the woo woo
Yeah.
woo shanty, yoga, cold plunge, and what so, but rather a place where they can feel at home and feel human again. And let's just start the
Yes.
day by saying that the pressure that we put on people, both ends, um, the people who work in the hospitality sectors and the clients, in terms of how technology is slowly replacing all the experiences they have, force us
Yeah.
to remember who we are in the first place. And laughter to
Yes.
me is something that cannot be replaced by any machine. So here we go.
No, thank you very much for stating this case, because this is a part of the whole AI thing that's going on that we might forget about or might get overlooked. The very basic humanity. So on the one hand, we've got technology which supposedly is helping us, and there are some, in a way, there are some good cases or use cases for that. We're seeing again, aren't we, how technology, oh, it can save you all this time and effort, which is quite attractive to one part of the human mind. But there are there are some voices in this conversation as well saying, look, whilst all that's going on, fair enough, it didn't work out first time. The computer revolution, where the machines were going to do all the work and give us more leisure time, we were sold a bit of a dud with that. And might the same thing happen again with AI? Might it just seem like a quite attractive, and we'll implement it very quickly, and before we know it, we'll still just be just as busy, and we won't have remembered or recalled what we really came here to do, be, and how we would like to approach life. Which, for me, and I think what you're alluding to, is this, I don't know, it's almost becoming an esoteric occult thing of simply being and enjoying life. That's like a spa thing, isn't it? A luxury thing, or a thing you do when you've retired, or a thing you can have a little experience of as a baby. And then come on, stop that. Stop just lying around enjoying yourself. It's time to go to school and time to get a degree. It's time to go to work. And then you can do some more of that in 40 years' time. What happened to us, Eric? And do you think this is a thing that's like the next possible human revolution? We had a go at it back in the 60s, I think, collectively. Are we on the brink of another thing like that, where we might really remember who we are and actually make it happen this time?
Yes, I think you make a point, because a lot of people are forced to stop, to pause. When I was at Six Senses, just to explore that part, a lot of folks said, you know what, I don't remember the last time I had a chance to slow down and stop. It's almost like life forced you to stop. That's why nowadays many folks are struggling with a breakdown that can lead to a burnout. Funny
Mm,
enough, many people prefer to flirt with it than take some
mm,
immediate actions. It's because you have this red light. It's always present
yes,
that say, you gotta stop, you gotta stop. No, it's
yes,
okay. It's just a brain fog. No, it's okay. I'm just feeling more agitated than usual. And then the
yes,
condition comes in. The silent conditions are very noisy from the inside.
yes.
Okay. If you
Where they
talk to
where they can't
people
obviously be
like
seen.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And then what you consider to be normal, chronic depression and silent condition, start to take much more space. And that cause what? It causes disease. So are we going to experience a human movement of some sorts? Are we going to see the new luxury as places to pause? And are we going to see the increase of interest for things like vitality vacation? I would
Yes,
say yes to that, because
yeah.
we're forced to. It's not because we
Yes,
think that it's a good idea. It's because we're forced to. We've been abandoning the notion of what it means to be humans. And then when you
yes,
look at the young kids, the little boy, the little girls, they look at us and like, what's wrong with these guys?
yes, yeah.
They're
Well, I
running
saw
around
that.
like penguins. They
Yes,
have this thing in their hand that keep them company from the time they wake up all the time they go to bed. Maybe they forgot something.
yes.
So, people say, "Oh, Eric, why laughter? It's so silly." And I said, "You know what? Give it a try, and you will soon understand
Give
that
it a
laughter is
try.
silly. Laughter is healthy."
Mm,
And without putting names out there, let's just say that this week I had a privilege to be in the presence of some very important folks, the VIP.
Mhm.
But guess what? For those of us that are listening to us, they're just like everyone else.
Yeah.
They're
Of course.
humans, for God's sake.
Yes.
We forgot the most important part is that it doesn't matter how much money you have in your pocket. It doesn't matter what's your title. It doesn't matter. Nothing of it matter. What matters is your human condition. So what
Yes.
I did while I was there was to touch on something that most people don't know about, the difference between pathogenic and salutogenic. And maybe it will be nice to develop on that another time. But it's just to say that while we focus on the disease, while we focus on what the industry is making money from,
Yeah.
or weakness, we forgot that we have the power to switch over to what can become our health,
Yeah.
to be more
Yeah.
at ease. So
Yes.
again, when I talk about laughter, people look at me. I'm a very serious dude, Carl. We know each other's off from the show, and don't get me wrong, I'm super tight. My girlfriend would say the same, and I need to loosen up. That's my medication. But
Right.
if I wait for someone to fix me, chances are that I'm going to have this diagnosis
Yes.
and I won't get any better because I will be dependent on someone. When we
Yeah.
start to build our own inner resources, as I said to the folks at Successes, guess what? You change your inner world,
Mm.
right? And that to me is the human movement, the what we will see in the near future about people that say, enough. I have money, I have power, I have
Yes.
everything, but I miss the essential.
Yeah. I think we're there, aren't we? In many ways, we're living in the age of the super rich, and it's a very interesting thing to see that the likes of Jim Carrey, and other celebrities and wealthy people, and no one believes them, do they? Because it's like they'll say, and you'll see a Netflix documentary of somebody who was super successful in a worldly sense, and they had an accident or something. There's a guy who had a bicycling accident, and he was a script writer or film producer or something, and his life changed completely. He just decided all that he was chasing, it wasn't about that, and it took an accident for him to see and realize that. And then you see a little video, a reel or something of Jim Carrey saying it's not about the fame and the wealth and the money, it's something more simple than that. And everyone's like, yeah, whatever, Jim, it's fine for you to say that because you're loaded and you've done every human experience that we all want to do. And it's as though we're in that process of everyone catching up with people who have had these amazing experiences to come to the same conclusion that it's not about that we've been chasing all our lives, but maybe we won't have to go through that whole process. We're kind of learning it in the collective consciousness as an evolutionary thing, that's been a slightly odd and convoluted and actually quite exhausting path to something that is inherent with us anyway. As you said, you can see it more obviously in kids, that they are just organically, sustainably happy until we take that out of them, until we worry it out of
Until
them
they get
and brainwash
domesticated.
them. Yes,
Until they get domesticated.
or
Yeah.
adulterated. That's the other word, interestingly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Adulterated. So the two words that come to mind for me with this conversation are revolution, because it needs some sort of revolutionary intervention of consciousness.
Or
But also, go on.
perhaps, Carl, if I may, perhaps
Yes.
what we need is this relovution. And I know
Relovution. Yes, let's have
it's
some
like
of
a
that.
buzzword, but
Yes.
if we start to add meaning to it,
Yes.
it says, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter how much money you make, how famous you are. You are a
Yes.
human just like me. How about if we start to work together towards
Yes.
common goals? And
Yes.
that's why so much love to be in that kind of environment, if you ask, because when I'm in the presence of those that we are like, oh my gosh, look at this guy, he's loaded. And so I see the humans,
Yeah.
and I think they really get that. So I'm not there to fantasize on what they have or what it could be and what. So who care? I look at a little girl or a little boy who
Yeah.
forgot the essential, and my job is just to bring them back to the basic. Look,
Yes.
you know the name of my play shops, because people always ask play shops. I say, dude, work, leave that at work. Workshop, I don't get it. Play shops, we're here to just loosen up and
Yes.
remember that we're humans. So we are in a state of beingness when we do the play shops and not doingness. huh?
And
And
did you
then,
do that? You did some play shops in these last few
yeah,
days
we
in the
did
Civic
some
Centre?
play shops, and I have names like Permission to Play, to invite people to loosen up. You're
Yeah.
not at work. You don't need to prove anything. Just calm down, breathe in, and just use this imagination.
Yes.
Create this sense of playfulness in you, outside of you. And people are like, is that okay? Can I do that? Yeah. That's what's called permission to play. I'm giving
Yeah.
you the permission.
And it
Imagine you
sounds
have grown-up folks that are 60 years old. They run businesses. They have hundreds of employees. They don't know how to loosen up. They're so tight. Okay.
yes.
The same with the art of unplugging. When I put that out, people are always like, "What do you mean?" Well, the art of unplugging, because it is something you have to learn. You know, you don't masterize something unless you put it in practice on a daily basis. It's not about saying, "Okay, I'm going to detox for a day and that's it for the year." You don't get it. It's
Yeah.
about installing this notion of pause every
Yes.
single day. A pause is less brutal than a stop,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
And I just share with you because sometimes people get confused. Who are you? Are you a doctor? Are you this? Are you that? And I'm like, can I just be a human being? Can
Yeah.
I just be here to show you the way to gain sanity?
Yes.
And funny enough, because when I use laughter, people think, no, no, I'm going crazy. You're reaching this notion of sanity.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, absolutely,
Right?
absolutely. Well, that's the other thing I wanted to add. You know, the two words like revolution, and you've very nicely reframed that as revolution,
Yeah.
or relovution, recovery as well. And that's the thing, isn't it, about what's going on with all of this? I think, and another vibration that lies underneath the crust of superficiality and the kind of the civilization and so-called civilization, so-called culture that seems to dominate. And it's definitely something to do with what James is saying. What when you're looking at this room full of executives, and actually you're just seeing some kids basically who've built superstructures on themselves, societally approved superstructures for being successful and being a certain way, and so on and so forth, as you've described. But the thing about recovery is you don't always know, do you, that there is some work to be done. It's like it's hidden from ourselves. This is the great gift, I think, that anyone who's recovered from a serious addiction or difficulty in life has to share with other people, is how they were able or willing to do the work and dig deeper beyond this superficiality that gets represented to us or represented to us as normal everyday life. Do you have a comment on that, on this recovery idea of our
The
happiness?
recovery idea. You know, my background is in mental health and addiction and many other things. And because I was myself exposed to various addictions,
Mm,
some of them that are still not recognized, which include online addiction,
mm,
I think it's a very complex scenario altogether. Because when you impose a vision to someone and the person is not receptive to receive it, then it causes a backlash. A
yes.
lot of people are struggling with unrecognized traumas.
Yes.
So this notion of fight, flight, freeze mode is always there, always present, no matter what.
Yes.
When I work with clients, my job is not to fix them because I always say nothing is broken.
Yeah.
You know, your cause and matters. So the idea is just to create a better environment to support you.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we forgot the basic that you cannot heal from an environment that made you sick. And that's why
Yes.
I had to
Yes.
spin my wheels for almost 4 years around the world to find my answers.
Yeah.
Because I was at home living a good life, having the money, the girlfriend, everything, but I was unhappy and I was
Yeah.
sick. This
Yes.
addiction was killing me slowly but surely.
Yeah.
And you know what? I feel for people that say, yeah, but what can I do? I have this kid at home who do nothing. He's playing video games all day. Or I got my partner who's on AI, almost like if she's cheating or he's cheating on me. What's going on? Every
Mm,
time I want to get the proximity of my friends, they're scrolling. It's a problem. But again, if we try too hard to fix the problem from the outside, the people who try to fix the problem will break apart. And I'm a good example of that, right? That's why I had to take a step back months ago and say, okay, I got the idea that I want to save the world, but it's not going to happen in this lifetime. Better laugh about it. Because
Well,
no, because
well
it's
done.
true. Let's be honest. I have
Good.
conversation after conversations with neuroscientists, doctor, name them all over the place,
Yes.
and everyone is like, "Oh, what can we do? What can we do to fix the problem?" And I'm like, "What about if we do nothing? Meaning that
Yes.
we can lead by examples, we can provide some solutions to people, but guess what? We're not going to force people to make the changes.
Yeah.
You know." You know what people say to me when I bring them this idea of 20 days to unplug that would lead to 20 hours back of a week? You know,
Do they say, "Get back! You're not touching my phone or my computer. How dare you?"
yeah, remember we talked about that. The thing is this, they come to me because they're broken. They heard
Yes.
about me or so. And I say, okay, are you committed? Yes, cool. So 20 days, you're going to start to develop healthier habits from the time you wake up all the way to the time you go to bed. You pick something that you want to do and you commit to do it. And then I will be the accountability person to make sure you do that. Ready? Cool. And after 5 days, they give up.
All right.
Why? Because they're too busy to take time to learn how to earn more time. So it's like, guess what? I'm not going to put myself in there because they're going to take me into this vortex
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
craziness, of
Yes.
excuses, of denial and negation, which is the root cause of any addiction.
Yes.
Most people don't realize that if you don't take care of that part, it will consume you. That's what it is.
I think we're there collectively. And Mel makes a good point. Yeah, interestingly, we are there collectively. I think a lot of what you talk about, whatever people's personal opinions and reactions are, I think there's a recognition, a general recognition that we are in this state collectively. But it would appear only the individual can do something about it, and that takes a lot of courage, I think. And we've got James, old guy in Europe, talking about his experience of doing that. Thank you for being here this morning, James. Although there has to be a line somewhere. The question is where. I think we're on that line. We're just, as a culture, we're dancing on that line at the moment, aren't we? Just, like, okay, here's another new idea to help us get to the root of what we really want to be, which is happy. AI, that'll sort everything out. It's always something outside. It's always something outside, isn't it? The next bit, rather than addressing the immanent and intrinsic value which the sages and the philosophers have been telling us about forever. But we just have this, we're addicted to that whole thing of going outside to cure and heal our insides, I
Well,
suppose.
it's because it's scary.
Yes, well, there you
When
go.
you go
That's
inside, when you open the door inside, you're like, whoa, what's going on here?
okay. Close
You're
that
like,
door.
oh
Thank you.
my,
Yeah,
oh,
shut
okay,
that
I'm
door
out. I'm
quick.
out.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm out of here. I'm out
Because
of
so
here.
that's why technology itself plays such a key role to help people escape. It's a coping
Yes,
mechanism. The more flashy, the more gloomy it is, the more
yeah,
it becomes a form of escapism. And I've been
yes,
saying that on and on to all the people who come to me. What do
yeah,
you have for me, or what do you have for them, the
yes,
kids in this case? And I'm like, guess what? If you don't have intrinsic motivations that comes from the inside,
yeah,
and you don't start to do it for you that comes from the inside, you will
yes.
never find a solution to fix the problem that comes from the outside.
Yeah, and yes, you and I, we were trading videos, weren't we, in the last 24 hours? And I've come across a woman. She her podcast is the loneliness industry, I think,
Oh
and she
yeah,
she is
super
very
cool.
hostile towards the sort of surreptitious and sort of malevolent aims of technologists. And how, I mean, we can't, again, part of this is not blaming other people, isn't it? Part of this is taking responsibility for our own situation and seeing that. Why wouldn't the technologists make things that appeal to maybe not very healthy things in us? They have a profit motive, and they've never made a secret of this particularly. I don't think you can find out exactly how social media works to lure you away from yourself, if you like,
Yeah,
whilst pretending it's connecting you with other people, and it does neither. It neither connects you with yourself or with the other people. Ironically, in
yeah.
the end, and actually, my daughter who's staying with me at the moment, she's going to hate me for this because she is very hot. She's the opposite to me in terms of social media and her sense of it, and she just doesn't get why I'm making content, as she calls it. Are you making content? And she one really brilliant thing she said is like, if people can get off social media and be with each other and feel the discomfort of being with other people, it's like, wow, this is perhaps what the next generation are realizing, that it's not all.
Feel the discomfort
Yes,
of being
yes,
with others. You said it
yes,
well.
yes, that's right. But we are creating a world, and have created a world in which we're sort of homogenizing, aren't we? And conditioning a world in which we don't have to deal with anything we don't like. And arguably, dealing with what we don't like in ourselves and in other people might be the greatest therapy. But we are reaching sort of addictive, epidemic proportions of avoiding that, aren't we? You see it in politics.
I think the problem now is like we are using the word addiction
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much.
I get you.
Why?
I get you. Yeah,
Why I say that is because years ago it was time to raise the alarm.
yeah,
Okay. And the job of the World Health Organization is to prevent or predict what will happen if we don't change something.
yeah,
Now, instead of doing that, what they did was to encourage it to happen even more. They knew far too well before the pandemic that if you lock
yes,
people down for a certain amount of time with this high level of insecurity,
yeah,
chances are that people will go
yes,
broke.
yeah,
And again, I'm not there, like I'm very cautious because if we touch on that, people will say, "Oh, the conspiracy theories are talking." But I just want people to observe at least,
mm,
the irony, because now we're concerned about loneliness, we're concerned about mental health. But what is it that we've done so far to prevent that to happen? You
yeah,
know, it's like we have pyromaniac from the inside that are burning entire forest,
yep,
and we're like,
absolutely.
oh, my gosh, we're
Yes,
lacking resources. The
yes,
problem
yes,
is out of control. Dude, you started the fire. Can you
yep,
take responsibility?
yes, yep,
So it's going to take some time. And I think that honestly, if people ask, what can I do? Don't try to save the planet. Don't try to fix everything that is broken around you. You're going to get dizzy, noisy. And I just like it's been for me for so many years now. But it's rather say, okay, where do I live? Where do I live? And how can I make a difference from what's available within a distance? And I've
hmm
been saying that a lot. Every time I go to a presentation of some sort, people ask me, Eric, what can I do? What can I do? The world is broken. Slow down, breathe, laugh about it, take some actions with what's around you. We need to go back to the basic that we forgot, that is community.
yeah. And
This
that
notion
again, I mean,
of private.
yeah. In other words, being with people who you feel uncomfortable with,
You're
because
always
that
going to feel
happens sometimes.
uncomfortable. You have to
Yes,
leave that, you have to leave that behind closed doors. This notion of feeling comfortable, the
yes,
feeling is where we're trapped. Because
yeah,
if you just do something because you feel good about it, you do nothing. Or you
yeah,
limit yourself to things that will make you feel comfortable. Sitting
yes,
in front of a computer every day,
yes,
working remotely, and just sipping your coffee, pretending nobody's around you in a big city like Lisbon or Porto,
yes.
that will kill you slowly but surely. I don't care about your diet. I don't care how many cold plunge you have per week. And I'm very direct about that shit. Sorry, I'm very direct, people.
No, no, I'm
Because
with you. I'm with you. And what we, I
chance that
think,
I don't see you
yes,
because I'm busy in my own little comfort,
yeah, yeah,
it's gonna knock you down from behind.
yes,
So that's why, we have to be cautious, of course. I'm always, I have to you know, to lighten up my speech because
mate.
I don't want to hurt
Yeah,
people.
I,
But I think it's also important to speak so people understand you. And I'm sure many people who are with us now can be like,
yeah.
hell yeah, I can relate to that.
We are at the hell yeah moment. I mean, people do understand what's being talked about. It's not, that's not the secret, is it? The secret or the difficulty is now what we really do about it. And again, moving beyond turning up to one of your talks, for example, as you've said, Eric, what do I do? Okay, I'll tell you what to do. No, I don't want to do that. After day 5, that's where I think we're at. We're in the discomfort, the difficulty, and you and I think, are committed to. We don't know what it is exactly yet, do we? But we know kind of we're pointing this thing in the right direction to have an offer to have a conversation, to bring people together, to look at where this could go in for what for me is revolution, what is recovery, and the next bit. You know, we're in this, I don't know, a darkness before a dawn of something new for humanity.
Yeah.
In many ways, whichever way you look at it, politically, geopolitically, philosophically, spiritually, a lot of people are having that sense. And you can't know what's next, but I guess you can invoke it, you can talk about it, you can provoke it as well. And that's what I think we're beginning to do, Eric. And I thank you for being here to do that.
I think, Carl, what's most important for the people that are listening to us is to pay attention to where their energy, time, and soul is going.
Yes.
Meaning that if you feel anxious, confused, unhappy, unsatisfied with soul, you need to understand how you feed your days.
Yes.
And of course, when you're scrolling all day, chances are that the kind of content you have access to is far from being good for you. Why? Because algorithm have decided that you're supposed to look at this series of attack of this or that, and things that is violent, things that are ugly, things that doesn't help us. Okay. This notion of doom scrolling, for example. So when you start to just recognize it, that's the first step. Admission, I recognize that I have an issue. I recognize that I'm powerless against that. I need some action. What can be the steps that need to be taken? Who can take me there? You know, and how can I assure that I'm going to build something that is solid enough to bypass all of the reasons that I chose the unhealthy habits who brought me where I am today?
Very
you know,
good.
when I say this 20-day challenge, but I just want to be clear about that. It's not me who say that you have to do this. It's you choose something. You may say, I'd like to play guitar 20 minutes a day. Play guitar. And then you make yourself accountable that you're going to do it for 20 days.
Yes.
So when you tell me 5 days later, sorry, I'm 20, no, it's too much. I haven't had a chance to play guitar today. Your call, but you have to deal with the consequences of your decisions or non-decisions. And that's why I love to work with the elite, because these guys don't just land there by accident. Some of them work their ass off to get where they are. Now, the question is, was it legit or not? And what's the consequences of that? That's another business. But the point is, we cannot always look at these guys by saying, oh, lucky you. No, they showed up with a sense of constancy, discipline, you know, and clarity, which is a big miss for most people. So that to me is the first step. Yeah, it's the first step.
Yes.
And laughter can by far be the best tool for people that are committed to make a difference with their life. And guess what? And I want to conclude that. Be the change you want to see in the world. That's Gandhi. So forget the idea that you need to show up on social media every day and tell the world what's wrong. We know already. Thank you, people. Go out. No, I'm dead serious.
That's funny though.
Close that thing.
Yeah.
Go out in the real world, start to look around, and you will see that your presence is much more impactful when you're in the real grid, the real world, not the matrix, the real world.
IRL,
Have a
absolutely.
conversation or do something small. The small will become big. Who knows? You will probably be the next client I'll be dealing with at Six Senses because you have too much money in your pocket and too much power, whatever. That's another story.
Absolutely. Well, I'm not sure we talked directly about laughter. Is there any, to conclude, is there anything you want to say about laughter?
Oh, you know what? This will be just a hook for what's coming next.
Okay.
Because remember that we talked about health and wellness, living paradox in the digital age.
Yes.
For me, laughter is the best example, because when you don't feel like it, laugh it out. Don't laugh because it's funny, people. I know I'm very rude when I say that. Laugh because it's painful. Laugh because it hurt. Laugh because you're unhappy. Laugh because you feel stressed out, depressed, and it's going to take you out of it in a no time. That's my story, by the way. You know, that's how I got into laughter. I'll talk about it another time.
Oh, you tease us.
People always wait. Oh, I'm going to laugh when I feel happy. It doesn't work.
Well, I was sharing this earlier on. Again, it's like it's become a commodity and a consumer matter, isn't it? When did you, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but this is a question I was asking everybody else earlier on. was, when did that happen? When did we decide that you had to have something to laugh about? If we know it's good for us and it feels good, why have we turned it into a thing where, okay, no, I'm not laughing at that, not laughing at that. Okay, that's good enough to laugh at. Why do we not just laugh? Rather, why do we wait to make it an event? And it's a lot like a lot of other things. Mindfulness is the same sort of thing, isn't it? Why do we go on a retreat or make it an event when it could just be the most natural and helpful thing to do right now?
We're speaking the same language. I think the problem is that big cities are consuming us at many level and doesn't provide us the minimum that we need to be fully functional.
Right.
And looking back at the Industrial Revolution, when there were no technology involved, we were the technology. We were forced to live together.
Yes.
You know, you remember that back in the days, you were working in, I don't know, a little community where you had like a big shop somewhere and everyone would work in the shop. So it was easy to crack a joke and have fun and look silly because you knew the people around you long enough to trust them.
Yes.
Now we shifted into the digital revolution and it's all by myself. Everyone is in this little bubble, virtual bubble. So
Yes.
there's no way to connect with others. And if you do it and you crack a joke, it can turn itself against you because
Yes.
there's so many codes. We're so polarized and we use this fake politeness. Oops, I said it. Oh, it doesn't matter. I have to say it. To always pretend that everything is cool. But we're not allowed to go in a cafe and say, you know what? No, not doing well today. Right? We're not, we're forced to mimic what people expect from us. So of course, if you don't have like a solid container of friends or a family around you, every time you're gonna laugh for no reasons, people will think you're a bit loose here.
I
Right?
found that. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, when I go to a meeting with a bunch of strangers, and I start to laugh for no reasons, people look at me like, "Is he okay?"
Yes.
So I don't do that. I keep it tight until people start to appreciate the idea that yeah, we can laugh for no reasons. That's
Yes.
good.
Yes. Well, we're not forced. We choose to comply.
Yeah.
Something just occurred to me as well. It's like, I think, you know, the how are you? I'm great, but sometimes I just don't know it. That's part of this to me. And because understandably, human beings, you know, like what's that phrase? Misery loves company. So you can understand why we don't want to hear about everybody's problems as a sort of general way of being. And that's just what's occurred to me is that, you know, basically what people tend to do is come round to, you know, their gratitude and all the great things that are going on in their life eventually. But it's almost like we've had a conditioning to forget that. So it does seem like we're broken or not so great, perhaps.
Carl,
Yes.
we're both familiar with Landmark, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
Graduated, and so
yeah,
do you remember one of the initiative that was made during the leadership course? It's a guy, graduated from Australia, who created an amazing initiative called "Are You Okay?"
right.
And I don't know if this initiative still exists. Maybe you can find out online. But the
Yeah.
whole idea is to connect with a stranger and ask, "Are you okay?"
Right.
I don't want. I'm not gonna go to the "Hello, how are you?" If you don't mean it, that's bullshit,
Yes. Okay.
as it is. And you
Yeah.
know, I love Portuguese. I love the politeness. Bom dia, tudo bem? But if I ask you the question, answer me. I'm
Yes.
going to take 10 minutes to listen to you.
Mm.
Don't just say, oh, yeah, everything is fine.
Yes.
And you're going to just end your days.
Yes.
Because I personally know people who did that. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't say that just to sound silly.
Yeah.
It hurt because you're like, wait a minute. 2 minutes ago, this person could have said, I'm not doing well. Okay. You want to take a moment? You want to talk about it?
Yes.
We're not there for that. We're so concerned about our little agenda,
Yes.
that the relationship becomes purely transactional. And I've been saying that again and again and again, because when I use laughter, I do it on purpose. You're going to laugh.
Mhm.
You're going to laugh like never before. But
Like a
guess what?
train.
When you're done with laughter, you're also going to cry a river.
Yes. Yes.
And
Very
I
interesting.
always say that to my people, okay? I've been doing that for years now.
Yes.
And every time people are like, who's this guy? I run around like crazy, like a kid.
Mhm.
I have the permission to play. I have the permission to express the excess, to let it out of my chest like a sweet caress. That's one of my poems. But the point is, every time I deal with these guys in a suit, the moment they start to loosen up and trust the process, I cannot stop them, Carl.
Yeah.
They just go on and on and on. And I'm like, okay, here's the
You know-
box of Kleenex. It's not for what you think, it's for something else.
Yes.
And they're like, duh. And really, after the end of the session, most of these guys start to cry.
Yep, I can
And
believe
they're
it.
like, thank you so much, Eric. Now I understand why laughter is so powerful. I'm like, hey, your call.
There you go. There you go. Happy tears. Right. Excellent stuff. I could talk to you all day, and we nearly are. So
Yeah, why not?
we will continue this on another occasion. But perhaps we are poised with a revolution, with a recovery of our true nature, because I think that's what this is all about, really. This conversation, Hugh. Certainly, we are ready for
Hey,
this.
Carl,
Yeah.
let's create this revolution now, not in 2 days or whatever.
Oh yes.
I invite
yeah.
everyone that is listening to us at the moment. I know we have a few and more to come. Let's be generous. 30 seconds. Can we do that?
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
take the next 30 seconds to laugh for absolutely no reason. The clock is on.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So hold on a minute. No, let's just because people are thinking, hold on, what's happening here?
Okay.
Your invitation is to just laugh now for 30
For the
seconds.
next 30 seconds.
Yes.
No
whether you
matter
feel
what
like it or
comes
not.
into your mind.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so silly. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I got better things to do. What's wrong with this guy? Let
Yeah.
it sit there.
Yeah.
And the only way to calm the monkey mind, regulate your nervous system, get
Yeah.
a good shot of, forget the details. Laugh, you will get it. Okay?
All right. All right. Okay.
1,
All
2.
right. And we'll go into Bobby McFerrin after 30 seconds, and we'll say goodbye to you.
yeah.
Laughing. All right. Cheers. Take it away. Take it away, please, Eric.
1, 2, 3, and we laugh.
Oh, Eric. There you go, folks. Don't worry. Be happy. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye for now. Judge
Think
Eric.
about it, 30 seconds. If you do that every day, it will change your life. See you soon.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. In every life we have some trouble. But when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry. Be happy. You have to litigate. Don't worry. Be happy. Look at me, I'm happy. Don't worry. happy. I give you my phone number. When you worry, call me. I make you happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Ain't got no cash, ain't got no style, ain't got no gal to make you smile. But don't worry. Be happy. Cause when you worry, your face will frown, and that will bring everybody down. So don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Now there is this song I wrote. I hope you learned it note for note like good little children. Don't worry, be happy. Listen to what I say. In your life, expect some trouble. But when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Be happy now. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't do it. Be happy. Put a smile on your face. Don't bring everybody down like this. Don't worry. It will soon pass, whatever it is. Don't worry, be happy.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts